man. Daz loved me and I love Daz. And
wow. So you're not taking it seriously? That's how you took it when you saw the video of Daz.
Oh, you could live through an ass whooping. You ain't gonna live through, you know, what I think that probably the idea is to beat sense into me, but, you know,
he's not, is he wrong? It's the same though, like
400 years. For 400 years, that sounds like a choice.
Hold on. What the fuck? Yo.
No.
Can we just rewind that? I just listen to the voice of reason here and be like.
Probably the idea is to beat sense into me, but, you know, when you hear about slavery for 400 years, that sounds like a choice.
Nah. I don't understand that.
Alright, let's keep watching.
Like, you was there for 400 years and it's all of y'all? You know, like, it's like we're mentally in prison. I like the word prison because slavery goes too direct to the idea of blacks. It's like slavery, Holocaust Jews, slavery is blacks. So prison is something that unites us as one race. Blacks and whites being one race. That we're one. We're the human race. We're human beings and stuff. And then eventually, you know.
I can't get that comment out of my head. 400 years of slavery was a choice.
Kanye is from the future. He's from the future. Like
that's evident.
He's got a different language.
That's evident in his music.
We can't kind of understand what he's saying because he's in the future and he's kind of saying it in a certain way where we're like.
Where we're not connected enough to understand it. But that's why I'm so like, I'm a 50-50 thing with him because I believe in so much of what he's saying, just how he's saying it. Unfortunately, it's designed to rub everyone up the wrong way. Yeah. So people can't get past that first, even though what he's talking about, I don't know about this, I don't want to talk about this slavery comment, but even though what he's talking about in general might seem like the truth, the way it's being said, you can't even hear the truth through the words.
No.
You can't hear the truth through the words.
Yeah. Can I go back to something you just said? Because I don't want to let it pass. You said that slavery was around for 400 years at a point. It becomes a choice.
Yeah, right now we're choosing to be enslaved. I want to talk to the guys in Charlottesville on both sides. On both sides. Do you know what Obama would say? He'd be like, man, if you're this, blah, 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 I'm not a white supremacist. I don't support white supremacy. By the way, white supremacy is a redundant statement in America. Whites are supreme in America. That's what we taught. I went home and my mom and my dad, I mean, wow, they're all one. My wife said to my daughter, tell daddy what you learned in school. And she said, I learned that mama's white and I'm black. I said, damn, I wish I got the heads up. They said, no, we had to tell her because of Martin Luther King's birthday. But a white teacher told her that. So what does it mean to be black in America if a white teacher tells her that she's black?
Right, all of that I just didn't understand. Did you get it? Completely. He literally talks like futuristic.
This is
You might be Kanye West's daughter, but you black. My daughter was free. We start putting these ideals on people. That's why we are in a simulation. When you're 3 years old, 2 years old, you go and you hop up on a coffee table, and then your auntie that you don't really like comes to you and says, don't jump on that while you playing. It's a coffee table. Now you're 3 years old. You don't care about coffee or a table.
He's you know, genius minds are known to go off on different tangents. Like, he's an absolute genius. That's why you'll hear him talk. He just broke down what a coffee table is. He said, you don't care about coffee or a table because that's the way his producer, artistic, creative mind
thinks and works.
It's like coffee table, bang, compartmentalize. These two different things to me. I'm gonna break it down right now. It's beautiful to watch. If I can be so bold as to say that.
And I took the tweets down and everything. Because I was drugged the out, bro. I was drugged out. I was on opioids. And 2 days after I got off of opioids, and I was addicted to opioids, 2 days I got off of opioids, I'm in the hospital, right? I'm taking two. Hey, everyone listen.
Yo. I love this.
On opioids. I was addicted to opioids. I had plastic surgery because I was trying to look good for y'all. I got liposuction because I didn't want y'all to call me fat like y'all called Rob at the wedding and made him fly home before me and Kim got married.
I can't not watch it.
Fat, so I got liposuction.
I can't, it's like you can't not watch what he's gonna do and say.
Yeah.
I'm literally like, it's the best reality TV. I hate that it's at his expense because people are talking shit about him now. But I'm seeing that, like watching this again, I'm seeing through certain things.
The first stages.
I'm seeing through it. Like I'm seeing more truth watching it this time.
Yeah.
Like he's talking about how media can affect the way you live your life.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's just the way he stood up now and he's saying, he's like making them all listen. Then I think, oh, he's just crazy. Like, he's not crazy. He's just not...
Just not articulating
He's
himself.
not articulating in a way that other people can understand.
He's pretty aggressive in the way that he brings his points
He
across.
just does it the way his heart says to do it.
Yeah.
He just does it the way his heart says to do it. And who can not respect that?
He says it in there.
Yeah, respect to that, man.
And they gave me opioids, right? And I started taking...
The whole place is watching.
Quiet, they're all quiet as well.
On the opioids, right? Then my boy, and I'd always ask my boy, you know, to hand me if it's, you know, we on tour, give me some weed, blah, blah, blah. So,
exposing everyone.
there was talks amongst my camp, like, Ye's popping pills, right? So when he handed this to me, he said, you know this is used to kill genius, right? So I didn't take it.
That's true.
2 days later, I'm in the hospital. I was taking 2 pills a day at that time. When I left the hospital, how many pills you think I was given?
Audience?
7. I went from taking 2 pills to taking 7.
Yeah. That's mad.
So the reason why I denounced, why I dropped those tweets and everything, because I was drugged the out, bro. And I'm not drugged out. These pills that they want me to take 3 of a day, I take 1 a week, maybe 2 a week. Y'all have me scared of myself.
Real talk, this is the sad part. It's crazy watching something twice. Like you digest it the first time and you just laugh at it. Like even me laughing now, I'm like, I'm actually laughing at his pain and that's wrong.
Yeah.
Like the way what he's talking about now is the reason why a lot of even like people we know in the industry, like being the producer, artist, writer, whatever you are, people, you know, they end their lives because of this shit.
Yeah, it's fucking serious. It's
fucking like the way the media are.
Yeah.
And the way you have to be perceived as an artist or as a producer or as an icon, bro, like it's mind-boggling and damaging.
Yeah.
Like it causes permanent damage.
Yeah, 100%.
So me laughing at that is wrong. Like he's actually just pouring his heart out, but the way he's doing it is in such a graphical kind of like aggressive way. Like I'm watching it like it's reality TV, and it's like. It's kind of wrong. I kind of feel bad.
But I also feel like he's got to that stage where he's so aggressive. But he's been aggressive all the time, like, do you know what I mean? But when I watched interviews with him before, or even when he was younger and seeing documentaries, he was like quite a quiet producer in the background, making beats for like Jay-Z. That's just insane. I think it's got to that point.
What do you think he's gone insane?
Where he's just so like frustrated with like the world and shit. Like
I think
they're not understanding.
I actually think it's like he's from a different time.
He's from the future.
He's from the fucking future.
He is from the future.
Like me listening to him now, as I said before, I listened first with entertainment. Yeah. Now I'm listening with my ears and trying to understand what he's saying. And it's a different. Like I thought
You're feeling his real pain.
I'm feeling his real pain.
Yeah.
I'm actually feeling his pain.
Vision. So I took some pills so I wouldn't go to the hospital and prove everyone right.
I think what you're doing right now is actually asking about. And the reason why I feel like that is because Kanye, you're entitled to your opinion. You're entitled to believe whatever you want. But there is fact and real world, real life consequence behind everything that you just said. And while you are making music and being an artist and living a life that you've earned by being a genius, the rest of us in society have to deal with these threats to our lives. We have to deal with the marginalization that has come from the 400 years of slavery that you said for our people was a choice. Every day we have to walk into that truth while you choose to say things that, to be honest with you, dog, are nonsensical. You want to think freely? That's fine. I'll combat your free thought with my free thought because mine is grounded in a reality that I've been giving and a reality that I'm going to change, but I'm not going to do it by pretending that the enemies are on the same team as...
Right, so now Kanye's just come up against a brother who's been educated. And the way he's talking now, like, you see what I'm saying? It like kind of shoots down all the arguments we've been saying, oh, he's a genius and that. He is still a genius, but when you come up against someone who can articulate themselves in that way. This is what I mean.
Makes sense, yeah.
And he's coming from a standpoint where he's living the real world. Like, all us musicians, all us producers, all us writers, let's be real, like, we work hard, but we're in a fucking bubble. This ain't real. This shit ain't real. What we're doing, like, it's like we're allowed to think outside the box and kind of get away with it through our art. What about real people with real lives who have real jobs and have real worries? This is what he's saying, and I fucking agree with him as well.
It's me, and frankly, I'm disappointed. I'm appalled, and brother, I am unbelievably hurt by the fact that you have morphed into something, to me, that's not real. That's the way I feel. Stand on all the coffee tables you want to stand on. Say whatever you want to say, but don't throw a stone, then hide your hand like the rest of us are just going to swallow it. Yay, be yay. I'm off it forever. Do you. But remember, the life that I live is as a real person. An actual person.
Now the thing is, he said something. He said, grounded in reality. This reality has been forced upon us. It is a choice. Just like when I said slavery is a choice. The reality, we can make our own reality. We can talk about history, but not too long. We need to talk about our now, because we can fix and start loving each other now. I say we have no enemy. So if I come over there, you're not going to fight me?
No, I'm not going to hit Kanye West and TMZ.
Wow. My learned brother, I salute you.
You gotta be responsible, man.
Bro, I'm sorry I hurt you.
You gotta be responsible.
I'm sorry I hurt you, bro.
It's true.
I'm sorry I hurt you, bro.
Do you hear what he said? He always said, your voice is too big. This is the thing. Sometimes, I was having this conversation last week, sometimes it doesn't matter if you're right. You gotta pay attention to how you affect people with what you say, given your circumstance, right? He's in a much bigger circumstance than all of us in this room, all of us pretty much in this fucking country, right? So the way he says things almost means just as much as what he's saying. Because you're going to affect someone's life with the way you say it, because you're Kanye West. Do you know what I'm trying to say?
He's got a bigger reach.
But also bigger influence. Like, those people have reach, but if Ye says something that makes sense to me, it will stay with me because I am a fan of his. I'm a real fan though. Like I know all the albums. I fuck with his production. Like, he is partly the reason why I became a producer. But I put it out there for real. So when he says something, it means that much more to me. So what he's saying and how he's saying it means more than anything in this world. So what this guy's saying is you have a big voice. It's so true.
But it's just how powerful words are as well. And he knows more so than anyone how powerful words are. He's one of the best. So he knows what to say. Do you know what I mean? What to say, when to say it, and what he needs to do to push people's buttons to get the reaction. Because words are powerful.
He's one of the best wordsmiths in the world. But when it's off record, it's off wax. It's the words get muddled up in a way that makes you want to it makes half the world want to fight him, half the world want to agree with him.
True.
It's crazy.
But it gets all of us discussing stuff.
Of course, and this is it.
That's so hard to do now.
This is it.
I'm sorry I hurt you with my words, bro. I love you, bro.
Bro, I gotta be responsible. I didn't mean to say things that hurt you. I didn't mean to wear the hat out the blue and shock so many people and not give them a way out of the pain. I understand that gave them pain, that made them see pain. People don't want to accept forgiveness and love. Like even Harvey, you said you can't love everyone. When we talked about the Jan Adams,
and I believe that.
But does God want you to love everyone?
Yeah.
Well, first of all, do you believe in God?
Yes, but I don't necessarily think. I know people say that, Kanye. I don't know. I don't know where that comes from.
If you start thinking about love and start feeling love and thinking about forgiveness, then you can overcome things.
I was able to talk to Kanye.
That made quite a lot of sense.
That was the basis of the whole half hour.
Yeah.
That's the lead line. That's what made sense.
Yeah.
But I get it. You're not going to care about that sentence without the rest of that bullshit that just happened.
Yeah.
You're not going to care. Like, no one's going to want that line from Kanye.
Because we're so desensitized.
But they're going to want that, what he just said about opium. They're going to want that, what he just said about taking 2 pills now, he's hooked on 7. They're going to want that, let me be the 3rd person on that wall, I'm willing to die for this shit. That's what they want first, and then you got to hit them with the knowledge.
Yeah.
It's crazy, because even me, it's like I'm sitting here watching it like it's entertainment. But what he's talking about is shaping the future. But it comes in the form of entertainment, because that's how we're
perceiving it.
And that's how we want it. It's not even just perceiving it, that's how we want it.
Take it, yeah.
That's how we'll engage with it.
Yeah.
Because if I sit there and told you that I've got this plan to change the world, it starts with love. Or I came in it butt naked with a hat on that said love, and then I said that. Yeah, there you go. Like, you're laughing, but you're probably more willing to listen to that point of view than me just coming in and saying, no, let's talk about love.
Last week, at some length about this, and it really, and so honestly, this is what inspired me. That I think you're right. That we are a country of intolerance right now, and
a world of
as long
intolerance.
as we are so intolerant that we try to kill people who disagree with us, we are going to destroy ourselves. And you got me thinking about this, and I've been obsessed with it. I think about it in the pool. I think about it at the gym. I think about it when I'm walking, and I think about it at work. And I've been thinking about this, and I think it's a really valid point. That said, there are people out there who still want to hurt you, and the question is, how do you break the wall down, and how do you come together? But I don't think it's necessarily by saying I love you.
Right, and that's fair. That's absolutely fair.
Okay, we have free thought. I disagree. I think love conquers all.
Yeah, so just to cap that off. Wrap that off.
I mean, if he drops the album now, it's definitely going #1. As an A&R, like, they should be pushing him to like drop something now, because
was this planned in the way he planned it before he stepped into the room of TMZ?
50-50, I think.
And this is why he'll forever win, because it seems so natural.
It's so
It's so
it seems so perfectly
designed.
done. Yeah. Although he shaved his head. When did he shave his head? When did he shave his head? It's scary, man. It's scary. Like,
I'm out.
It's scary. It's scary, mate. It's fucking scary.